How are you guys? So in my previous video, I was talking about playground, how Earth is a playground and we are just players. We are playing in this game, and because we are playing in this game, every game have some rules set. But this bigger game which is going on, this universal game, or we can say the game on the Earth, I don't think so. There are rules, or maybe there are rules, but people have not figured it out. What I feel is, I think that there has been many people in the history of mankind who were born on this earth to teach you rules in some or other way which we all have ignored. Like there are religious books like Buddhism, Hinduism, Bible, right? Or Quran. Like there has been people who try to set up some rules, who try to preach the rules as if they knew something more than us. They try to teach us few things about how things are going on this earth. They kind of have this sense. They were, according to people initially, they were considered mad, they were not respected well, but sooner or later people started following them. Like even Buddha was beaten bad, when he was traveling from one tribe to another tribe, in between the jungle, through the jungles, then he used to get beaten up. If you're not aware about the stories, even this disciple of Guru Nanak Dev, his name was Mardana. He used to get beaten up just because he was the student of Guru Nanak. And then there are many such stories. Jesus got beaten up because he was telling others the way of love. Vishnu, I think the Jesus was kind of a person who had the Vishnu element in him. Now, from the Vishnu element doesn't mean that Vishnu element knows that its name is Vishnu. It's just certain human realize the fact that there is some, there is something, our maybe our out of our understanding, which is making all this thing happening, or there is something out of our understanding which incarnates on the earth in few years to fix the things. So that particular element which incarnates on this earth to revolutionize the things, like Vishnu, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, all these people, like, so I think that Vishnu was, Jesus was having element of Vishnu in him. Like there are people who try to show you the rules in different way. There are some principles. There are some principles in Hinduism, in Bible, in Buddhism, which if you would follow, you would definitely find difficulty, but you will ultimately be in peace. So that's what I wanted to say in this video. Like, this life is full of those people who thinks that they are making the rules and they can win it, but they can never win it. There are certain rules on this earth realm that you might think that you are winning initially, but you would definitely realize that you will just lose everything at the end. You will die miserably. Even though there are people who have died miserably, and I know for the fact that they were really kind people, or the people who wanted to fix up few things in humanity. Because for me, I think what I see, humanity is not a sane place. It's not something that we can say that we are on a place where people definitely have understanding of how to make this place peaceful. There is something in every human's mind which just wants them to consume everything. Like one human is consuming more than what is required. So it's more about humans just wants to experience every worldly pleasure. Humans are unable to discard the worldly pleasure. It seems like human education is just trying to teach us how to make money. They are preparing us to be slaves, or how to make money and all this stuff. There is no innovation in anything. I was talking to one of my friend who is now a manager in a company which makes a ring, smart ring, just like a smartwatch. They have made a ring. If somebody would wear that ring and there is an app connected to that ring, like it's available for iOS and Android, and they would everybody would be able to see what's going on with their heart rate and their ERC, CPC, and all that stuff. All the health parameters, including sleep cycles and all this stuff. They are really good, making good money, and this is definitely an innovative invention for humanity. But what I see is most of the people are not doing it. Most of the people are not making something which is really innovative. Like people, the dangerous people are those who have desire to make a lot of money, but they do not have any idea or product, or they are not solving the problem, but they have this invincible desire to make money, so they will end up doing anything in the life, right? There are men, I know them personally, like in the corporate world. You will see, especially in service based companies, you will see that there would be some team leaders or managers. You would say, how the hell this guy reached in the on this position? He might have no skills, he might have no abilities, he would be just a piece of shit or some sort of dictator, and then he is serving in a position of maybe in team leader position, or he is in management level position, and or maybe in director level position, and you will think that how the hell this guy reached over here. It's because he might have licked many asses, because he licked many asses and he licked many feet, and then he have become a sort of monster. Because if you are gaining success in life, if you are getting success in life because you are really skillful and you are getting what you deserve, then you will be ultimately a happy person, right? But if you if you are somebody who, in order to get success, you are selling your soul, you are licking boots, you are licking the assholes, and then you are just praising something which you should not praise as per good ethical values, and then you are being promoted in any company, then this definitely means that you are selling your soul. So such sort of people on management level or director level, they look like what they look like. They look like zombies. You can just look at them and tell them the vibration that their body emits, the kind of personalities they are just piece of shit, right? I have worked in service based industry. In It's going to be about 4 years, and now I can tell you that in my experience, i have I have met many people who are just ready to get their ass fucked just to get promotion, and they make the life of their colleagues really bad. You see, it's not just about corporate world. You would say that because in most of my videos I'm talking about how things happen, how things are happening in corporate world. But look at the whole world. This whole earth is kind of a process is going on, a process to reach the higher levels. Like people think that if they'll get money, they will occupy lands, they will have more influence on people, then they will be more powerful, and that's what the definition is, right? And in order to reach that stage, like everybody's trying, even cats, dogs, and mouse are also in this race. Imagine you are looking to be lion. Imagine you are looking to be king of the jungle, but you are a monkey. Because you are a monkey and you are looking to be king of the jungle, what you are going to do, you are going to mess up others' life, right? There are people who are destined to be the king, but when the people who are monkey who stops them thinks that they are going to stop that person to be the king, ultimately at the end of the day, then you know what's happening on this earth. One fake thing that I don't like is that people are doing all sort of shits in their life, and they are still visiting the temples, they are still visiting the churches, they are going to do namaz and stuff, all that thing, and they think that in that way they are going to run away from their sins. I know for the fact that what kind of sins I have done in my life, and The only way I can fix those sins are if I could just do my deeds against it. Let's say if I have sins that I have really stole some money from someone. Let's say I have stole money from temple, and then the only good deed I can do is, in order to reverse that karma, I have to donate my money to some temple. Let's say I have misbehaved with some woman on the road. Okay, misbehave doesn't mean that I have really done it. I'm just telling you just examples. So I have misbehaved with someone. I have built a, a really bad karma, and then in order to fix that karma, I just have to do good deeds for all the females. Now, I'm not saying that a woman doesn't deserve to be mistreated, and also I'm not saying that women deserve to be mistreated. There are certain female who are not worthy of respect. There are certain males who are not worthy of respect. But what's going on this earth is that everybody is playing the game, and the game they are trying to play have literally no fixed rules. If there are fixed rules, you would call it a law. If you would say the law is that particular book, like every country have laws, rules and regulation, and people has to follow it. But ultimately law is being regulated by humans, and humans are corrupted. So can you really say that judges are not corrupted? Can you say that Indian judges or Indian lawyers are not corrupted? Can you say it? Because I have seen many news where judge's name is judge a particular judge's name is there in some scam. I have seen reports where certain lawyers or policemen are busted because they were involved in some scam. You can just Google it, you will find many names. Just type it, Indian judges in past 5 years responsible for corruption. You will find it. So making tight laws are nothing. They are not going to make any change in it. Earth is definitely a type of realm where nothing could fix it. I sometimes feel like by default some people are born to serve the justice, and some people are just born to destroy everything. Some people on this earth are born to help others and be kind, or run away from conflict even though they have ability to destroy that person who is creating the conflict. Some people are just here to tolerate, and some people are here to overconsume and kill others. I don't know which entity is creating all that shit. Maybe the supreme reality, or the creation, or the creator who have created it, and he is also maybe finding it very difficult for what he have created. That's what I mean to say, because on his level he might not be able to see the suffering that humanity is going through. Now if you're watching this video and you say that what sort of suffering, I'm not suffering. Suffering starts only the time when we have desire. Like I have desire that I want to do something, that's suffering, because that desire will take me to the higher levels of suffering, right? Because you see that when we pluck the flowers, when we eat the meat, even chickens cry or goats cry when we eat meat, and we don't know that maybe plants also cry when they eat meat. It's just human says that plants do not have that central nervous system to feel the pain, but maybe they have their own type of system which we are not able to discover. Maybe they don't need central nervous system to feel the pain. Why humans are comparing their system as plant system? Maybe plants are feeling pain, but they are not able to express it or realize it, they are feeling the pain, right? So uh, maybe we all the humans are going through suffering. It's not maybe, like it's real. Like people are going through suffering. There are kids in the war zone. They are not responsible for wars, but they are being bombarded, they are being killed by missiles, and they are also suffering, they are also crying. So our sufferings and our cries are may not be reaching to that supreme reality, Supreme reality or supreme god or creator might be observing us. Maybe I'm not, when I am saying that supreme reality is observing us or looking at us, it doesn't mean that it have two eyes like us or intelligence like us, but it may or may have some sort of realization how things are going. And human mind and human brain cannot comprehend that, how it judges the things and how it looks at the things. Human brain cannot comprehend it, how huge is it or what the reality is. So he might be a type of thing or entity who have created us, who might be just not interested. That particular entity, like supreme god or reality, might be looking at it saying, oh, look at these humans, they are crying, and I don't give a shit about them. Ultimately they all die. Earth is not here forever, you know. There are many planets that used to exist, now they are stars. Many planets used to be there and they become hot ball of fire, and then they ultimately became stars. These stars we see on the sky, according to one of the theory, or maybe it is a fact that these stars used to be planets millions years ago. So Earth might become one of the star, maybe. I also believe, one of my friend, he is very uh, scientific type of person. He have graduated in chemistry. So he works in one of the company known as Cipla. So it's an Indian pharmacy company, and he doesn't believe in God. He says that each and every molecule is supposed to, each and every molecule is behaving in some way, which is creating energies. And he says that everything is happening because there is lot happening on microscopic level. That's what he says, because he is graduate. He's now pursuing PhD in chemistry, and he was just leaving for the US, and he told me these things. He saw a couple of my videos and he was concerned about me. He said that I used to travel a lot, and all of a sudden I am uploading such videos about Earth is a playground, and I am ranting about God and stuff. So he said that don't take these things too serious, because he advised me. He said don't take this thing too serious, because uh, everything is happening on microscopic level, and these things are not in somebody's control, and everything is simultaneous. But then I asked him, like, how can everything be simultaneous, and you are saying that everything is happening in microscopic level, and we are thinking it as it's happening in bigger picture. So maybe some energy is there which is making it happen. So he smiled, and he's 5 years elder than me, and he smiled and said, leave it, bro. He said you will never be able to find it. Yeah, no one of us, or no one is ever going to speak the reality from their mouth. You will never be able to speak out what reality is, what supreme reality is from your mouth. But maybe you will be able to understand someday that we are nobodies. We will not be able to realize it, as simple as that. Because we find it really hard to understand what's going on, how universe, why universe exists, what's the purpose of the universe that it is existing, and what is the reason behind it, and what are the ways that universe working, and why humans are existing, why dogs are existing the way they are existing, cats, animals, and all that stuff. And people don't want to think about it, because they think that now we are existing and it's not their fault. If you think about these things, you will just end up wasting your time, just like me, because I have few hours every day to waste on these things. I wake up, I work out every day, and I do my job and stuff, whatever I have to do, which is important for me to survive. And then when I have spare time, I think about these things, and which really kind of leave kind of put me in a situation where I just become, I wouldn't say mesmerized, but I just become stunned. right? So because people, like there are many people like me who think about these things, who might have went through what I am going through, but ultimately they realize the fact that they cannot do anything about it, so they end up becoming like others. I sometimes believe that, sometimes I think that definitely there is somebody who is looking at karmas of people, and things are happening according to that particular entity, because he might have made some rules. But sometimes I think that maybe there are no rules. There is some shadow side inside me, which tries to overpower my brain and says that there are no rules, play by no rules. And whenever I have played without any rules, I have got victory. And then after each victory I have got without playing any rules, I have felt some hollowness inside me. That's why these days, since past 1.5 years, I was studying, or maybe 2 years, it's about to be 2 years. I was studying Vedic astrology, I was studying numerology to find out what it is, what is going on. And I can say that Vedic astrology and numerology is not fake, but it's still a theory. It has something to do, planets have something to do with reality. Planets are influencing the movie that is, or the playground or play that is going on the earth. For me, I think planets are doing betting on us. Like when we go on and watch basketball, or when we play UFC, or when we go to watch MMA fights, and then we bet on fighters, right? If you have stake.com, if you have account on stake.com, and you have gambled sometime, then I recently won 3000 rupees last month from stake.com, because I put my money on one of the fighter which I thought is going to win, and he really won it, and I won 2800 rupees, near about 3000 rupees, and I felt really good. So maybe on this earth we are just, as a human, we are players on this earth, and some idiot is betting on us. Maybe he's uh, somebody's betting on us. For that entity, maybe we are just maybe nobody. We are just some sort of low level, or low hierarchical, or low level creatures, and our life sums up to just all these things: earn money, and have desires, have sex, sometimes go on and have adventure, and then in society try to be in society, and then you have to be purposeful, you have to serve society. This is a boring game. This is one hell of a boring game. That's what I can tell you by fact. I have tried to make my life interesting in many ways. I also like traveling to hills, but I know that if somebody is going to sponsor me to travel on hills for whole 1 year, and before it could reach 1 year, I'll get bored of it. I know about myself, because when I was in college, when I was in school, I just wanted to take admission in some university where people are coming from various regions of India, or various regions from the globe. So I got admission in Chandigarh University, and then I observed different cultures, different people. I made a few friends from Assam, few friends from Bihar, and made few friends from south side. I have had few friends from Kashmir. Then I started feeling bored of college life, and then I started praying to God. I started praying to God to get me placed, because I was feeling anxiety if I'm going to be placed or not, because at that time I was so much involved in combat sports, and I was just mediocre in studies, so my resume was not getting shortlisted. So I got a job. It was a low paying job. I worked there for 2 years. I got bored of those projects. I was not getting promoted because I was not doing much of politics. I was not doing much of politics, so I worked there for 2 years and 2 months. And then I got opportunity to work with bigger multinational company. It's known as Accenture. And then I was working from home. It was a remote job. In 1 year I got bored. It was paying me handsome amount of money, but I was working in night shift. I got sick and I also got bored. I left it. I started traveling. I traveled for 3.5 months. I was enjoying it, but then I was out of money, and I was having that kind of sense that if I would continue to travel for 4 to 5 more months, maybe, then I would also need break from traveling. Then I did some freelancing gigs. I started taking work from Upwork, and then I got opportunity to work with Infosys. I worked there. I found it very humiliating. I found that job and some management level people from management were not that good. I'm not blaming the whole company, because if you would go to LinkedIn and see about Infosys brand, people always praise it. People are dying to work for Infosys. People just want to be here. I left that place because of some situations, and some people are really trying to work there. It always felt like I have left those places where people want to be, and I want to be in those places where some people are. But I have, I'm now having kind of realization that it's very stupid thing to desire yourself to be somewhere. Life is very unpredictable. Anything can happen to you. You are thinking that somebody's life is so good and you want to be like him, and then you will realize that that guy have committed suicide, and what you would do. I have heard a news where you might have heard of that news where owner of a CEO of CCD committed suicide because he was in 1,000 crores of debt, and then his wife stepped down the chair and then recovered all the debt, and then that company is not might not be performing that well now. CCD is a company, Cafe Coffee Day. Person who, or the people who might be knowing that CEO of CCD, they might be thinking this guy is so wealthy, he's CEO of company and all that stuff, and on that day he committed suicide. He Everybody realized he was going through shit. That guy Atul Subhash, he committed suicide because everybody in his family line or his friends might be thinking that this guy is a data scientist and he is earning 30 LPA or 28, 30 or 40 LPA, whatever he was earning. I have no interest in how much money people are earning. I literally have no interest in that. So he also committed suicide because of his ugly ass wife. Dude, his wife wanted him to lick her armpits and vagina. I think he should have licked it. Because, see, if I was in his position, I would have been more of a diplomat. I don't think so. He committed suicide because he never tasted the life. He committed suicide because he never tasted what it is like to be a traveler. He never tasted what it is like to be an athlete. He never tasted what it is like to be criminal. He never tasted what it is like to be jobless. He never tasted what it is like to be a rebel. So people are just tasting one type of life. So as soon as things are not working in one sector, they commit suicide. Like, if you are committing suicide, and you might be someone if you're thinking of, then you might be someone who is thinking that there is no way out of this shit. And I have sympathy for those people who committed. And I'm not saying that they are losers or stuff, because it's because of their brain conditioning. If someone is committing suicide because going through they are going through some painful disease, or they are going through some shit, then I can understand it. But if someone is committing suicide just because, see, if something happens to your own self, then only you will realize. So I'm nobody to comment on Atul's Subhash life, because he have committed suicide because he might be thinking that he has to go through lawyers and all this stuff every time. And if I was in his position, then I would have just went to mountains for 2 3 fucking years, and I would just let police chase me and all this stuff. At least kill your wife with a gun before you are dying. Like, what kind of person you are? You are you are thinking of dying, and you are not even killing that person before you are dying, who is putting you in this situation where that you know all these idols like Bhagat Singh, Rajguru, Sahdev, and these idols, right? If you don't know, then you don't know who you don't know nothing about life. You know that if you are dying because of someone, you should kill that person. You should make his life miserable, and then you should die. Bhagat Singh already knew it that he might be dying, he will be dead, he will be killed by Britishers or police. So he did what he did. Imagine you are a friend of Bhagat Singh, and in order to take revenge, you threw a bomb in assembly. And now people I'm not provoking you people to do these things. Like, things happen according to what universe want from you. Things happen because universe have its own plan going on. Things happen because you know you are born with some specific planetary influence on you. You are born with some purpose. Birds are supposed to fly, lions are supposed to hunt, dogs are supposed to bark. So things happen because somebody is making it happening, right? So we are in an era where we might not be slave of Britishers, and we don't have to throw bombs somewhere. I'm not provoking you to literally throw the bombs on someone. I'm just saying that people express their souls in tremendous way, and I don't call it violence. I call throwing a bomb in British Assembly is just expression of their souls, expression of their revenge. Sometimes I think that revenge is very sweet thing, right? It's very sweet because uh, when somebody do wrong to you, and you are burning up in that feeling that you are you are going through wrong situation, or you are going through hardship because somebody have done wrong to you, and you just want to take revenge all the time. And then you are burning until you don't get revenge. And that sweet sensation when you just take the revenge, you know even though after that you are going to be a dead person, and when you take that revenge, that fire in you stops, and you feel so good. There is sweet calmness in you, right? Even though Bhagat Singh could have become Buddhist monk. Like, as I'm telling you that there is always a nature's plan. An apple is an apple. A banana have its own nutrition value. Apple has its own nutrition value. You are you because universe have made you in this way, and society wants to turn you in some ways. But when society sees a failure in not being able to turn you up into something that you are not. They will blame you as you have behavioral issue, but it's not that. Universe is working through people, not just one people, not just one person or one environment. So my point is that imagine the personality of Lord Buddha. Now see the personality of Bhagat Singh. Two different people, right? Lord Buddha was directly talking about mind. He was talking about roots of why things are happening. Bhagat Singh also had the realization what Buddha has, but he chose to do what he did. Imagine that I have realization that my thoughts are not mine. Imagine maybe I have realization that I am not my thoughts, I am not my body, but I am something that's in it, right? I am not my thoughts, I'm not my body, but I am something that is able to observe all these things. But Lord Buddha, or I'll say Siddharth, his name was Siddharth. So he was the son of a king, and he realized it after 5 or 6 years of hardships, traveling in jungles and accumulating the knowledge by meditation. So he stick to it. Or maybe Bhagat Singh also had the realization that he is not his thoughts or mind. That's why he became rebel. That's why he was able to kiss the death. That's why he was definitely be that he was type of a mad person that he was ready to go to jail, because he had this realization that his body will be definitely in jail, but as soon as you are dead, you are alive, and then you have a lot of freedom in your life. But Bhagat Singh chose to take revenge, or Bhagat Singh definitely wanted to show rebel, because he knew it some things are not right. We don't have Bhagat Singhs anymore in our Indian society. Men are dying because their females are not treating them well, and they are going to the judges, that they are going to the court and saying, "हाँ, judge, मेरी बीवी मुझे मार रही है, मेरी बीवी मुझसे पैसा मांगती है." And judges are like, give them alimony, whatever they want. In their Indian style, they say, give them their own money, you have to pay 50% of your salary. And then there are men who don't want to get married. And now there is a new thing in the market known as contractual marriage, where men are signing or getting it signed by their fiance that if we ever get divorced in future, then you will not be taking anything from me. you will you will see that males, you can fool females, can fool males for some duration, maybe next 10 years, but then things will change. And I don't think so earth is going to be the same way it is in next 6 to 7 years, because huge things are going to happen, like wars and stuff. So I was saying that Bhagat Singh was the kind of person who knew it, that death is not the end. Even if death is the end, how peaceful it is. Imagine that you know that you're going to die and everything will be at peace. Then do whatever you can do in this life. The only problem is that I always lacked fear in me. I had some huge fear factors in some areas, but I lacked fear in some other sectors. Let's say I don't fear dogs, I don't fear cats, maybe I fear rats. So similar way, I don't fear raising my voice against corporate leaders. I don't fear raising my voice against politician. I don't fear raising my voice against some XYZ sector. But I'll fear while, let's say anything, let's say I have fear for some XYZ, because in order to be fearless, then you have to accept the fact that death is peaceful. You have to accept the fact that death is something, a kind phenomena, right? So yeah, my only aim to make this video is that I started with the playground theory. I wanted to tell you that between life and death, there is a birth, there is a death, and this is life in between. and people are playing games, solving each other problem. The best life is solving the problem. The best life is understanding the fact that life is given to you to make this earth a better place. And you don't often make earth a better place by doing peaceful things. Some people have to sacrifice themselves, right? Even though you are on a path where you are just preaching the peace, but then you are ending up becoming slaughtered because you just want to change the way some places are, and you are ending up becoming the sacrificial goat. Then enjoy, because you are the chosen one. You are chosen to improve the things. Wherever you go, wherever place, in whatever place you go, you have to try to fix the things if you are from your perspective seeing it that things are not right. Or if you want to play the game, if you want to make it interesting. Otherwise, if you want to be at peace, then don't try to fix anything. Just leave it on the universal plan. If you will leave it in universal plan where you have left some places because of peace and you are keeping it to the universal plan, and again universe is creating some situations where it is nagging you to be in that position again, then you definitely have to be sure that it's the universe who is choosing you to be a fighter. I have realized this several times. I have tried to run away from conflicts, I have tried to run away from mess, but then I ended up in a new mess because that was supposed to happen. It always seemed like universe has tried to teach me the lessons that I didn't want it to learn. But it kind of have universe have kind of understood that this particular soul will have to go through this realizations, right? Because you don't choose in which school you want to take your first admission, right? I was not the one who decided that I want to be in BVM Senior Secondary School in Ludhiana. I was just there because my parents wanted it. You don't choose what's happening with you, you can just react to it. So similar way, see that universe makes you go through things. I think that these days I'm just making long videos because I'm not having much time to write scripts, to make a script on something, because I'm just not feeling like making scripts. I have some things in me which I'm feeling like I should let them out, and then it's okay. So that's what I feel about life. I hope you might have learned a lot of things about what I'm trying to say. And yeah, life has no rules. You make your own rules, and then you face consequences according to that. If you don't break the rules, then you will also break face the consequences. And universe is teaching you those lessons which you might not looking to learn. I see you in next video.